Hey, what's up? It's your favorite entertainment publicist turned sports agent, Lady Lila Brown, and I'm so excited. So, if you haven't heard already, the Metropolitan Museum of Art has announced its theme for the 2025 Costume Institute's infamous Met Gala. We know we love it, but this one is so dope, so amazing. And I dibble and dabble in a little bit of dandyism myself, but this is all about promoting black men, and so it's called Superfine, Tailoring Black Style. And it's really talking about men's fashion coming from the diaspora, from the other side of the pond to the Americas. And y'all, the co-chairs with Anna Wintour this year is Colman Domingo, Sir Lewis Hamilton, we have Pharrell, A$AP Rocky, and Hollywood and sports. We're gonna dig into LeBron James as the honorary co-chair. This is gonna be good, but let's talk about it. What is dandyism? What do you know about it? So let's talk about it, because it's not too often. I think this is pretty historic that all these brothers are co-chairing the Met Gala. Like, come on. What is dandyism? This is my introduction to it. The Sartorials of the Congo. Let's go. Let's get into it.
In life, you cannot always choose what you do, but you can always choose who you are. Ain't nothing wrong with this chemistry. Ain't nothing wrong with this place for me. And time tells it is the pedigree. Experience is another one meant for me. We are the Sappers, the Society of Elegant Persons of the Congo. You see, my friends, with every grace and every conflict, we say, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
And that's an ad for Guinness. Like, come on, that rocks. So I'm almost certain there's going to be a lot of conversations about dandyism. And so the curator that they have is Monica Miller, and she has a book about, just, I guess, Black American culture being slaves to fashion. So we'll get into that later, because I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot more about her. But dandyism, so, I'm going to talk to y'all about it, because this is my 2 cents. So I'm almost kind of afraid that they're going to try to somehow associate this with Africana. And a lot of the people that are coming in talking about dandyism, they're going to liken it to Africana. But that's just because these are tropes, these are stereotypes. And so everything that the Black American, the Black Native Indigenous Americans have created and our contribution to society has always been misattributed to foreign lands that neither us nor our ancestors have ever been to. So we have always said we are American, okay? So I thought that was really interesting that the Sappors, being from the Congo, it's like this whole smorgasbord. But these people ain't never been to Africa. So let's talk about it. What is dandyism? It's like, you ever heard the word, like, we're getting all dressed up, even fine and dandy? So typically that's what it is. But for Black Americans, it has always been important that we dress a certain way, because it speaks volumes about our place in society. And so once upon a time, our men were all about the suit. And so, but sometimes that suit can get you in trouble, if you remember. Let's talk about the Zoot Suit riots. It was a thing. Like, because a lot of black and brown people coming out of Los Angeles, this was their fashion. Like, I mean, but this zoot suit, that's okay. But I'm talking about that jacket was long. So I've been a member of several private clubs. And so they are serious about, like, if you don't have a jacket, if you don't have a tie. And so this was a way for classism to keep people out. So remember, these used to be good old boys clubs. So the men, like, sneakers, like, you can't even get away with wearing sneakers in these clubs nowadays, but they mandated this. So of course, we gonna put our own spin on the suit, but the zoot suit and the way that they made that illegal in Los Angeles, and then one night they just, like, the police out here just went crazy. Like, anybody just wearing a zoot suit, you could have been coming from dinner. You could have been, just leaving the house and deemed instantly a criminal. So while they think they're dressing all fine and dandy, you get what I'm saying? To the law enforcement, the local law enforcement, they were like, no, that's brown, black and brown culture. So they was like, man, it was a lot of beatings. People went to jail just for fashion. Okay, so, like, this is weird. Like, your fashion could have gotten, talking about fashion police, ooh, we need to like, cool it now. Like, that's kind of a weird phrase when you think about it. The cool thing about this being at the Metropolitan Museum is that we've always dressed like this. Like, and so a lot of people still don't know about the Blackamoors, Black Americans, Blackamoors, Black English. You get where I'm going with this? But a lot of black men that served on King James's court, they dress like this. But what did they call them? They misnamed them African. So what I like about the whole entire art community right now is that in a lot of these museums, especially in Europe, the Dresden Museum, I've reported on this, they got to go back. And every time they called people African, guess what? They got to scratch that out, put an asterisk by it. Those are really depictions of Black Americans. So you're going to see a lot of American indigenous fashion, and you're going to see this Blackamoor fashion. Y'all, Blackamoors, Black Americans, Black English, you're Black Europeans. You see where we're going with this? But Blackamoor is now a dirty word in Europe. So you'll see a lot of historians be like, we never heard of Blackamoors. What's that? Because trust me, I've challenged a lot of historical art curators about this. The ones that talk about, we're going back to 11th century Great Britain and English Wales. And I'm like, so what about the Blackamoors? They'd be like, oh, we've never heard of the Blackamoors. And I'm like, so y'all want to go back to some of these scrolls? And then when I got to put up scrolls, it's a mess. But anyway, dandyism, we've always dressed like this. And this is really giving me King James, 17th, 18th century, the 1700s. And if you remember, Blackamoors were being deported to the colonies as convicts. They was like, get them out of here, they're criminals. Just like those zoot suits. The exhibit is also going to show a lot of fashion. So, I can kind of get with it, but we're talking about the Atlantic diaspora, and I am just really fearful that they're going to really try to associate American culture with Africanism, and I think the Black Americans are sick and tired of that, so I'm going to keep a careful eye on this. This is going to be so interesting. Ooh, this one's fun. See, that's giving me Black European, so I like it. That's really interesting. I like this piece. So they're giving us a preview already, and so I just wanted to, beyond the celebrity fanfare, I just really wanted to get into the pieces. I want to be sure we don't go too much into this, but so many Black Americans have been programmed that their ancestors are from Africa, so I'm imagining we're going to see this, and it's going to be a big mess all over that red carpet. But either way, let me know what you think. Are you excited? I am so excited about Dandyism just getting its heyday. And as you kind of notice, like, a lot of the Met Gala theme is really paying homage to the Black contribution of fashion. I guess hundreds of years later, they didn't profited from it. So I guess now it's time for us to get our credit. Time to get our just due. Let me know what you think. Are you excited? Did you know about Dandyism? Like I said, my introduction to it was the Sapors of the Congo. But, I was thinking, I was like, because probably the Sapors were the ones designing the shoes and the suits. It was probably very cheap labor to have it produced in parts of Africa. But, they were stylish. And they admit that a lot of it came from European influence. So I'm excited to see where this go, and I want to have more conversations about dandyism. I think it's so amazing. So again, as a woman in a male-dominated culture, sometimes we got to get dandy. So I'm excited to see where this goes. Until next time, take care and good luck. Bye-bye.